Hey guys, Matty G here. This lesson I wanted to explain to you simultaneous equations, specifically the elimination method. How to solve two equations using this type of method. So the question asks, solve the two simultaneous equations for x and y using the elimination method. So equation 1 is x plus y equals 7 and equation 2 is y minus x equals 5. So we want to know from these two equations what is x by itself and what is y by itself. I've color coded the x and y to help you understand it more clearly. And the elimination method is exactly what it means, to eliminate one of the variables, x or y in this case, to help find the other variable. So for step 1, I want to rearrange equation 2. I want to flip the order of where the x and y are currently. So where the x is, I want to put it where the y is, and vice versa. Remember, the minus in front of the x must be kept with the x. So rearranging equation 2, we get minus x plus y equals 5. So why did I do that? Good question. So the reason is now I have all the x's together and the y's together. It doesn't matter what you choose. You could choose to rearrange equation 1 and have the y's at the front, but in this case I chose to have the x's at the front of the two equations. So step 2, let's now eliminate the x and solve for y. So if you have a look at the two equations, if we decide to add them together, you can see that we have x plus minus x, or this is the same as saying x minus x, which is what? Is 0. So we've gotten rid of it. If we add the y's together, we get y plus y. And how many y's is that? It's 2y. And 7 plus 5 equals 12. So we only have one variable now, the y, which we can solve for. We are left with 2y equals 12. And this is the same as saying 2 times y equals 12. So to find the y, we need to get rid of this 2 out the front of the y. And to do this, we need to divide by 2 to both sides of the equation, always the left hand side and the right hand side. So when we do this, we are left with 1 times y, as 2 divided by 2 will give us 1, and 12 divided by 2 on the right hand side is what? Is 6. So y equals 6. That's our first solution. Good work, guys. Alright, for step 3, let's find the other variable, x. Okay, so we need to use what we already found, that is y equals 6, and substitute or put it back into either equation 1 or equation 2 to find x. It doesn't matter what equation you choose, you will get the same answer every time. Alright, so I'm going to use equation 1. So equation 1 is x plus y equals 7, and we know that y equals 6. Yeah? So I'm going to put that 6 where the y is. Okay, so now let's solve x plus 6 equals 7. Alright, so we want to get x by itself. So what are we going to do? We have this plus 6, so we need to subtract 6 from the left hand side, and we need to do that as well on the right hand side. So 6, take away 6 will be 0, and 7 minus 6 will be 1. So we'll be left with x plus 0 equals 1, or x equals 1. So our solutions for x and y for the two equations are x equals 1 and y equals 6. So for step 5, I want to check and show you guys, if you are ever uncertain, you can substitute the two solutions back into the two equations to check that your solutions are correct. So for equation 1, we have x plus y equals 7. So we know x equals 1 and y equals 6. So our left-hand side will be 1 plus 6, which is equal to what? 7. And our right-hand side is also equal to 7. So these two solutions satisfy equation 1. So what about for equation 2? We have minus x plus y equals 5. So we know x equals 1 and y equals 6. So minus 1 plus 6, or we could say 6 take away 1 is 5. So our left-hand side is 5 and our right-hand side is also 5. So these two solutions also satisfy equation 2. So we know our two solutions, x equals 1 and y equals 6, are correct.